So I left off last time promising to reintroduce the idea of message passing, which is the part of object-oriented programming that we haven't let looked at in this below the abstraction barrier view of it. Let me show you how this works. So C1 and C2 are counters, and as in the last example, there's a local count per counter and a global count, which a class variable for all the counters. But now, instead of counting up both of them, you ask a counter to do one or the other, and it works kind of like this. Oops. So here's C1's local counter. And now if I do C1 global, it starts from 1 because it counts independently. And now let's do C2 local. It starts from 1. Now if I do C2 global, it says 3 because that's where we left the global count off right here at 2. And now, furthermore, if I go back to C1 local, it says 7 because I had counted it up to 6 before. Okay? Now, what's with the double parentheses? Well, an object is represented as a dispatch procedure. Takes a message as an argument and returns a method. And then we invoke the method, and that's what those outer parentheses are doing. The reason it's useful to have it that way is that we, although I haven't here, we can write messages that take arguments. So we could have something like C1 quote reset to 20 would just set the counter to 20 or something. Okay? If I actually do this, I get an error message, no such method, because I haven't written it. But that's why it's useful to return a method and then separately invoke the method. So the ask procedure that we use in the OOP above the line looks like remember, this is the notation for 0 or more additional arguments. So args is going to be a list of arguments possibly empty. And all it does is call the object, which is to say call the dispatch procedure, with the message as its argument, and, oh, whoops, I goofed. And then apply the procedure that I get back to the list of arguments. Close the apply, close the define. Okay? So that's ask. And that's how we use dispatch procedures without having a syntax that has ugly double parentheses and stuff. We just call ask.